It is Saturday, June 8th, 2024, 11:51 a.m., and I'm taking a break. Alright, it's 11:53 a.m. I'm going to try to not get on too many tangents here. There are some things that I want to say, one of them being an apology. Although I'm apologizing for something that I absolutely cannot help. I guess the best way for me to explain where I'm coming from, to kind of set the stage for what I'm about to tell you, is I've said this for a long time, for my whole life, actually, not for my whole life, but for many, many years, I've spoken these terms. I've used pretty much this exact same analogy, or this exact same example, to get a point across as to how people work. But say that you have a 9-year-old girl, a child, and her dad comes home and tells her that she's fat and ugly and worthless, and she's never going to amount to anything in life. Okay, what are you going to have there? Okay, you're going to have a little child screaming and crying and just, absolutely devastated, beyond what words can describe. Well, say that you have a grown woman, 25 years old, and her boyfriend comes over to her house and tells her that she's fat and ugly and worthless and will never amount to anything in life. Now, what are you going to have there? Well, you're going to have pretty much the same reaction. And that's one way that I understand people, is it's like we're all little tiny people inside, is how it works. It's like we're all vulnerable and small, and things can really, really, really hurt that little person inside. And I say absolutely horrible stuff about you people intermittently, as you have seen. I never know for sure how you respond to that, in terms of what it feels like for you to see this. On one level, it's like I'm this worthless, mentally ill person who doesn't matter, so it's just like a bunch of noise in the background, kind of like maybe you don't pay any more attention to it than you do like some kind of dog yapping or something, that I'm just not human. That you see me in those terms, but I think it's more likely that what I say, the things I say about you, are extremely hard for you to see, and that you have something other than total indifference when you see this stuff. And this is obviously counterproductive when I go and say stuff like this, like I just said on social media. You probably saw that already, or somebody has. Whoever's listening to this, you've got people that monitor this constantly, I'm sure. And what you've got to understand is I'm about to lose my frickin' mind. That I can only take so much, and and I've told you over and over and over again. It's been years now. It's like I've taken all I can. I can't take anymore. I'm dead. I'm gonna die. I'm losing it. I'm all of this type of thing. What's going on there? That's not me crying wolf at all. Okay, what it's reflective of is me continually having more resilience than I perceive myself to have. But it's, the reality is I'm still getting weaker and weaker and weaker. And I have this bizarre thing, and I talked to John about this at least once. I told him in a text message at least once I talked about this. But when I start to get to where I'm about to snap over this, and this by the way, this situation is what's doing it to me, the fact that I'm being terrorized, or however you want to characterize, the thing where you're zeroed in on me, however you want to characterize, that's what causes this. Okay, that and the consequences of it, when I try to manage it, that's what causes me to get this thing where it's like I'm about to fucking snap. And I've been getting hit with that today, and for some reason, I don't know, it's the strangest thing, but I start to have this overpowering thing, like I've got to murder my mother. And it's like it's like I feel like it's going to take over me, that I'm not going to be able to stop myself, and at the same time I'm terrified and horrified. And it's a really, 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 really disturbing experience. And again, it's a product of all this. Okay, so if you want that to go away for sure, forever, come out into the light here. It's like I'm constantly talking to my own computer screen, and my own computer screen never talks back to me. My email never talks back to me. This is what's causing that. Kind of the reason I'm telling you that right now is you've got to understand I'm a very different person, obviously. Okay, that every single person that's ever known me for any length of time, it usually only takes them about 3 to 5 minutes to figure out that I'm different than anyone they've ever known. And so, the way that I'm different stands out, but still yet, at the end of the day, I'm more like anyone else. Then I've got more in common with other people, or I'm typical than I am. I'm typical. And so it doesn't make sense to you the way that I'm going off. It's like I'm nice 1 minute, then I'm going off and going crazy another minute. What you've got to understand is this is a normal human reaction to what I'm going through. Okay, if the roles were reversed, you would be having this same thing where you go apeshit and you're volatile, and all this stuff. I'm not some kind of special snowflake that just has a totally unique reaction to life. And so as you see me posting these horrible things, like I just posted that I'm being terrorized by a bunch of terrorists, and that you're a terrorist superpower, and all this stuff. Okay, so for one, again, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I say that. I literally, I don't know how in the hell I could not say that. Okay, it's like that's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at when you see me being volatile. Okay, that I'm a human being about to break, but I am conscious of the fact that this is hurtful for you to see. You don't like to think of yourself in these terms. You don't like to see people talk about you in these terms. You know for a fact that's not who you are. All of this, and of course I know that as well. How do I say this? Well, so like when I send you the letters to the OIG and stuff like this, that's a more accurate take on my actual thoughts and feelings, as opposed to what I say in the moment, particularly what I say in the moment when I'm going crazy. Okay, so I'm going to I'll delete that soon, probably right after I get done with these audios, or close to it. Sometime around there. I will delete those, and you've got to factor in. So for one thing, it hurts your feelings. Probably might anger you that I speak of you like this. Another thing is, you're only human. You suffer from limitations. You've got all of these stresses on you. And you feel your own limitations, and I can imagine it's like you've got a feeling of what the hell do you think we can do, which I still don't know the full details of your situation and what this entails, and I do have a tendency to continually discount the seriousness of this on your side. Okay, it's like on some intellectual level, I realize this is a huge deal. But just thinking about it, it's like I'm constantly, maybe it's because I'm overly focused on my own situation, that I constantly feel like it's just something we can smooth over the public. Like, hey, the bank did this and we ran a cover up, and this type of thing, and so for your sake, firstly, these things are hurtful to hear. Probably you don't like to see yourself spoken of in these terms, and I do it all the time. I'm only human. I'm doing the best that I can do, and you've got to realize that your actions are terribly harmful. However positive your intentions, however legitimate the interests that you're protecting, however legitimate the need for what you're doing, however acute the need to protect yourself and to protect third parties who have nothing to do with this. It's like I'm in big shit right here. I don't discount one bit that aspect of the situation in terms of what you've got. The bank, they've got these assets to steward. They've got this hugely vulnerable situation. where I can imagine when you got a business that size, to tend to that it can kind of like dominate your thoughts, and this whole thing with you going in there and screwing around with the banking regulators and all this stuff to re-engineer the whole fucking world. That's a big deal. I don't discount that. None of that at all. Okay, as a matter of fact, as I just did, it's like I kind of, on some level, I acknowledge that as much as I've gotten the gravity of this at different points, as much as I've thought about it, as much as I've reflected about it, I've talked to ChatGPT. It's like rather than discount it, when I think about this, I tend to go the other way and think I'm not making as big a deal out of this as it really is. Okay, but even as I don't discount any of it, even as your position is totally valid. It's totally you're not just doing this just for kicks. Your actions are very, very harmful and hurtful to me. Okay, over time they have been every last bit of this. And so I'm trying to inject some sanity into this situation, where you've got to realize that you're dealing with a human being who is a firecracker. And let's not let this, when I go completely apeshit like I just did, and again, it is absolutely horrifying. You've never been through this. Give me a budget of $200 billion. Let me knock the fuck out of you for 5 years, and we can replicate this action this thing that I'm going through. But other than that, you don't know anything about it. But it is fucking terrifying. It's horrifying. It's the most uncomfortable thing conceivable, and I've got to do something because I'm a firecracker right now. And I've got to do something to fix the situation. So that's the main thing. Is I'm trying to be constructive, and I'm very conscious. And maybe it comes true, maybe it doesn't. It probably doesn't. But I don't like hurting people's feelings. Okay. That it's like I can be mean as hell in the moments. And again, it's like right now as I'm talking, I'm about to lose it right now. I've got this horrible stress in my head. It's like I've got this horrible, and it's like not just in my head, it's like I can feel it in my whole body. I've got to do something to snap out of this, but I'm about to fucking lose it. So that's what's coming out there. But that doesn't change who I fundamentally am. That I see all these people, the Justice Department, and it's like you're very, very kind-hearted people. That's how you come across to everybody except me. Okay, it's like I say I'm not a special snowflake, but I feel like I'm being treated. Something's not right here. But I can tell, seeing you people talk, that you think very well of your agency. You're very proud of what you do. You're very proud of the work that you've put into establishing the culture that you have and everything. And I don't want to take a shot at you there, or to diminish that, or to well, it goes back to what I was saying. Okay, it's we're all, it's like we're this teeny tiny person on the inside, and that's a big thing that drives this quality I have, where I'm very kind-hearted. Is I tend to see that little person quite readily. Okay, and of course I'm mean as hell to you people all the time. I'm saying mean stuff, and I'm being, doing stuff like I did today. But if you're in a context where you weren't continually pounding me with crime and abuse and all this stuff, or whatever, however you want to characterize it, maybe you don't think of it as crime. If you weren't continually doing this to me, whatever you do to me, which does literally, I'm fucking being terrorized. To be honest, that's what it feels like. It would be more apparent to you this quality that I have, where I am kind-hearted. And so I guess that. Oh yeah, and the other thing is we're gonna get this shit over with. And I've got to. God Almighty, there's something bad wrong with me. This is fucking terrible. I'm gonna fucking snap. This is crazy. This is not good, people. I've got to do. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do about this. But I'll go ahead and get on to the next topic that I was going to get on before I get off of these audios. I've got to do something before I fucking snap. We'll get this over. I've got a lawyer, and that's like, and I'll skip the circumstances of how I came across this lawyer. It was kind of almost more like they came across me in a way. But basically the only times that I've contacted a lawyer since about it was in 2019, I was contacting lawyers and repeatedly getting discriminated against, and it was after that. It's like it's I was going to get the Justice Department to vet my case and to give me more credibility. And then it's like after all of this happens, it's like I'm expecting my lawyer to get paid off, and so the only time it's like I'm just desperate. I got to do something. I have no idea what I'm going to do, so I'll call some lawyer and I'll get discriminated against. I did that several times in 2021, not several times. I can't remember how many times. Not many times. Or I'd have to think. I'd have to think about it. But it's like I get this idea. I'm going to call a lawyer, and I get some phone numbers, and I get discriminated against, and I have some gatekeeper, paralegal who's clueless, and that's that. And then I don't think about it again. And so I didn't directly call this person about anything like that. This person seemed to be willing to listen to me, and I don't even know why they're even talking to me, really. I think they Googled my name. That seems like a part, because again, part of the holdup here, because you got this compulsion, it seems to me, is like and of course, again, please God, okay, well, we've got to have some concern for me somewhere in here. Okay, we've got to take into account we've got a victim of horrible crime. That you people are getting all the fucking pie, every last bit of it. Okay, except a little tiny bit. I mean, really. I mean, I don't mean to be mean, but that's the matter of fact. Okay, I mean, I want to see who else gets a sweetheart deal like this. Okay. This doesn't happen much, and again, I'm not being mean. Please just have some concern for me. If you're going to pay off my lawyer, at least give me something good that I can have a life. And again, I've got to pay for the stuff I can't do for myself, and stuff like this. But going back, you've got this compulsion. You want me to go to a lawyer, go to a lawyer, go take this to court, get it settled. And it's like we're going to be here for a while. Unfortunately, is how that situation was looking. Had I pursued that route on your initiative or on mine. Because it's like I'm playing the same fucking thing on repeat. I talk to some clueless gatekeeping paralegal who relays the information, or sometimes they'll have a lawyer silently listening, and I'll say, and by the way, I've got bipolar disorder type 1. When I say that, and all of a sudden we can't take this, or I'll be talking to some paralegal, and they'll be typing, and they'll say, do you want your reply to this message as a text message or an email? It's like I'm already rejected. They've got to know how I want to be rejected. They're not even this type of shit. But I'm getting long-winded. But the point is, I'll probably call this lawyer back, and see what he's got going on, so that we can get this over with. And again, what I wish you would do is, contact me, and whatever. Again, I'm saying this because this is the nature of what we're doing. This whole thing is a massive goddamn scam. Okay, from point A to point Z, this is a massive goddamn scam. And we seem to have a bottomless supply of scams that we can employ to serve both Fargo's interests. Okay, but when it comes to me, I've got to play by the rules. It's to the T, and we pretend like Wells Fargo's played fair the whole time. But I would like for you to contact me. Let's have one more scam, or one more whatever. Let's talk about the best outcome that I can possibly get out of this. Okay, but that's that. I'm going to get off here because I've got to do something to stop me from literally. This is not good where I'm at right now, and I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. But that's the main points that I'm getting, is that when you see me, it may not make sense to you. And of course, the other thing is, It's like I'm a pressure cooker. I'm about to explode. I'm a firecracker. I'm very much open to the possibility that the people on the other end, that this has been such hell on you. This is a possibility. That's like you're going to need long-term psychotherapy. To recover from what this was put you into, what this has put you through. Okay, I see that as a very, very real possibility. Another possibility that I see that's not quite as likely is like you're sitting there in air-conditioned comforts, with like a TV and whatever else you've got, and I'm just sitting here snapping and crackling and popping with my skin burning alive, and it's like you're changing the channel and you're getting another chili dog, and so I have no idea, but. The point you got to realize, the situation that you're dealing with, and you've got to realize the situation you're dealing with is a product of your actions. Okay, I'm only human. Okay, and I'm not saying that you're the wrong one here. Again, I understand your interest. I understand the importance of what you're looking out for. I understand that that there's a whole hell of a lot at stake. That even myself, I don't fully comprehend. Okay, so without making a value judgment, your actions, the actions that you are directing at me, are directly what's causing all of this fluctuating and volatility in me, and again, in a different circumstance, I would be acting very, very differently to you. I would be treating you a whole lot different if things didn't turn out the way that they have been. And so just you got to incorporate that into your the way you interpret what goes on here, and the way you kind of judge everything. That don't take things overly personal. Have a little bit of thick skin, and realize that you've got a real life human being over here, who ultimately means no one any harm, and who is in a very, 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 very bad condition.